I nominated Mr. Chisholm for the greatest high school teacher contest. Being pregnant in high school was a big shock to everybody. And one thing that really stuck with me is he told me how, he said, no matter what happens with the father, no matter what happens with your life situation, I know you can handle it. As a mother, you're going to be great. And he said, as long as you get a secondary education and you do everything you need to for that child, it's going to be fine. So don't worry about your age. And he said, congratulations, which I hadn't heard anybody say when I told them that I was pregnant. Most of the time it was, oh, what are you going to do? Which is, you know, you're young. It's hard.
Kid has character, a lot of character. I taught her, I think, 3 different times and coached her once. Taught her in this room, visual arts. I believe I taught her world religions. And I coached her on the rest of the team. You know, you couldn't be prouder. You know, sometimes you got to teach the kid, and sometimes the kid teaches you.
Well, Miss Vaza, as a person in general, she's like the sweetest, most caring, one of the most caring people I've ever met. And for me, she was much more than just a teacher. She was like a confidant, somebody I could go to talk to, confide in, talk about even if it was schoolwork or about life. She was just always there to lend an ear to listen to.
Alison Remlakahan came into my class in grade 11 accounting. And I remember that her friendly smile, and she sort of sat in the middle back of the room towards the chalkboard. And I just remember that she was focused and on track, but I remember her friendliness and the fact that she was always so polite to me.
Melissa is definitely one of a kind. Like I said, my first time entering the classroom, being of an older age, I was terrified. Yes, I was entering a school of people who wanted to go back to school to better themselves, and I was one of those people. But everything from grade school had reset back into me, from being terrified, wide-eyed, shaking, feeling physically sick to my stomach. And I walked in the classroom and I sat at the very back, and Melissa just smiled at everybody, and she said she was proud of us.
I didn't know that she had never had anyone who supported her in her life. So a lot of our students, Michelle too, they're told that they can't, you know, there's no way you'll get your high school. They're constantly being pushed down by people in their circles, whether it's family or friends. I guess I was someone who pushed her and encouraged her and told her she could do it. She knew she wanted to go into funeral services, and I saw that she had the passion and the drive and the brains to do it.
I think what really made me want to get into teaching is that I thought that I could help some kids discover who they were.
One of the first things that struck me when I walked the halls starting here was you go by Grace's class, and it's always full and always full of happy kids who are truly engaged.
Chris is a great teacher. He has single-handedly grown and led our photography classes, and it's exploded in the school. So when I came, I was surprised. So you have 8 courses or 8 classes running, and they said that's Chris's baby, and he's done a great job.
I was very pleased that one of our own was being recognized this way, and I think it's well deserved. One of the things that makes it important for teachers is that connection that they make with their students. So to actually have had a student take the time and write a letter to talk about that exact thing that made her feel comfortable and made her want to work harder, I think was a very important message for her in her young career.
And I knew at that point that Humber was the school that I wanted to go to. She was one of the first people I told when I got the confirmation letter. It was like the reaction my mom gave me. Like, it was like, she was like so proud of me. She gave me a hug, and she's like so small. So I was like, you know.
If I was to have a message to him, it would just be, more than anything, thank you for being my teacher and my coach and my psychologist at times.
Every morning I would come in a little bit earlier, and so would she, and she would help me on the board with chemistry. She was my biology teacher. I was taking chemistry at a totally different school, and she was helping me through this. Like, if that isn't a selfless individual, I don't know what is.